Time again for the $30,000 Candlepin Challenge, brought to you by American Car Care Centers in conjunction with CN8 in the International Candlepin Bowling Association. Hi again, everybody, and welcome back to the Woburn Bowlerdrome. John Holt with Dan Murphy. More good bowling ahead today, and another new champ.
That's right. He was able to hang in there all last week. Couldn't get that extra pin to fall. He finally did. Made that nice spare in the 10th frame, and that was the difference of the victory over Steve Adney.
Mike Kustak is that champ. We'll speak with him in just a second, but first over to Trina with today's challengers. Trina?
Thanks, guys. I'm over here with Dave Barber and John Zappi, and the name Barber might sound familiar to some of you at home. Jim Barber, Dave's dad, is in the Hall of Fame, and you must have grown up bowling with your dad.
Yeah, I did. I've been living in a bowling alley all my life and pretty much bowling all my life because of him. So.
Well, this is your first time on our show. You feel like all that preparation is going to help today?
Yeah, this is my first time, and I'm a little nervous, but I've had a good teacher in my father, so I'm ready.
Well, he's here and rooting you on today. I'm sure he'll be very proud of you. And John, our old friend, you're back again. Yeah. First time this season. What are you going to do on this string?
I'm just going to go out there and just do my best, you know, and hopefully my best is good enough. That's all.
You're a man of few words.
That's it. That's all. There's nothing you can do in one string, you know, just get up there and throw the ball, see what happens.
And you know Dave pretty well.
Oh, I know him pretty well. Yeah, he's a good bowler. So I'm sure it'll be a good match.
All right. Well, I hope you're right. One string, you guys. Anything can happen. Back over to you, John.
Trina, thank you. A little different role for you, waiting, but you wait to find out who you take on, which is a good feeling.
That's a great feeling. At least I'm here. I had a great match against Glenn last week and against Steve last week, and just happy to be here again. And John and Dave, whatever happens, just have some fun today.
I personally think it's the Red Sox towel that's bringing you good luck.
It might be. The wife bought it right when I got here. I forgot my towel at home, and she says, you have to have a towel. So she bought it for me, and it's good luck, so I'm going to stick with it.
Well, good luck again today.
Thank you very much.
We'll be back with the Challengers match right after this on CN8. It is our ace in the hole, Ace the Eagle, the American Car Care Center's mascot. 9-pin drop. His struggles racing continue. Glad you're with us, and there's a look at a familiar face in the Candlepin circles.
Yes, Jimmy Barber, dad of Dave Barber, who's going to be bowling, inductee in the Candlepin Hall of Fame. His wife Barb there.
And there's a look at Dave, young Dave Barber with us, and good to have the family support on hand as Dave gets ready to take on John Zappi, the winner to meet our reigning champ. It's just a one-game Challengers round.
I think I called Jimmy's wife Jane. It's Barb. Yeah, it is Jane. I think I called her Barb. I think it's Jane Barber, anyways.
Everything straight?
We got it straight.
Mike Kustak, of course, who we met in the opening of the program, as a returning champ. First 3 rolls for Dave. He'll start out with a 10 box. From Lynn, Massachusetts. Over to lane 36, 35, and 36 in use. He'll drop 9, leaving just that 7. Looking for his first mark of the match.
Oh, slips by that front piece of wood. Very nicely done. Wow.
Now John Zappi from Quincy stepping in.
John, quite a few appearances with us.
Left-hander.
And pretty successful at that. He's been our champ a few times. Leaves the 1 and the 2.
Gets them both. The mark in the very first frame for John Zappi. He'll fill it up here with this next ball. Glad you're with us for more of the $30,000 Candlepin Challenge. Deep into our season now. That's a fill of 7 for John Zappi.
Wow. Sometimes you wonder what happens down there. That looked like a great ball going in, and he leaves the back row minus the 7 pin. He's got the 8, 9, and 10. 7 fill on the spare. Try to use this wood. That's an excellent try.
So both bowlers with a mark and an open frame to start with. Early 5-pin edge for John, but the fill coming up for Dave. And we see this pretty regularly where there's a new bowler on the show or a younger bowler who comes from a bowling family where the tradition has been passed down and the skill.
Must be something in the genes. I guess we had a Hall of Famer a couple weeks ago, Charlie Jutras. Now we got the son of a Hall of Famer.
So the
Dave
fill,
Barber.
the fill was 6 for Dave. $36 now. Not any room really for error, or very little, when you have just one game deciding who advances and who doesn't. Nice strike. He's had a lot of luck there in 36. A spare in the second. Now the strike in the fourth. Getting the high fives from the family.
And that's a quick strike. Yeah, the traditionalists don't like this one game format. I just think it's so exciting because on any given day, anyone can beat anybody in one game. So we've had some great matches in our Challengers match.
4 horsemen to the right for John Zappi in frame 3. 1, 3, 6, and 10. Gets just the 3. It's 8 added to his total. Pushes John to 33. 3-pin edge for Dave through 3. Now he's opposite the mark here in the fourth.
Well, he'll drop 7 and leave the 1, 2, 4.
Chance for his second mark. Got it. Pair of marks for each bowler.
You see that spare conversion?
Now to Dave. First part of his fill in the 5th, nets him 6. One more. Eight pushes that total up to 61.
Well, let's see if lane 36 is still being good to him. He's been marked over there each time. Well, if he does this time, it's going to be a great shot on the spread eagle.
No mark. Two straight 8 boxes. 69 the total. John, the owner of a high single of 182.
He has a shot at a spread eagle.
Spread eagle of his own.
Just 4 on that spare.
John is in the 5th frame. .54, the 7-pin edge for Dave Barber. Debuting on the program today versus a regular in John Zappi. Takes out 6.
Nice mark.
Picks up the other 4 for a mark in the 6th. Back to Dave now. Drops 7.
Looks like Dave may have a shot at this. He played the right hand tip of that wood and have the ball take the 5. Oh, not enough to carry the 7. Great try.
Dave looking for his first mark since the emphatic strike back in the 4th. Also had a spare in the 2nd.
Oh boy, slides the 3-pin off the spot, leaves himself the 3, 6, 10 in the 7-pin. Piece of wood in between could help him here. Let's see where the wood settles down.
Rolling towards the right.
Doesn't want it to be in between the pins. That could cause the 3-pin to go around the 6, but yeah, that's exactly what happened. Right around the 6 and the 10.
He's at 87 after a couple 9s.
No chance for John Zappi to take the first lead of the match. His first. No, he was ahead in the very first box. But retake the lead anyways. Anything over 5.
Drop of 8, 9.
Leaves just the 10-pin with another piece of wood in front. As long as he's near the red line, he'll be fine. Doesn't want to go too far left. That's too far left. Wood spun right around the 10-pin.
Completes the 10 box for a 5-pin advantage. You saw it switch over from Dave to John. And now he's opposite another 9. Just 2 frames remaining for Dave, 3 for John Zappi.
Got the 10-pin to go, leaves himself 2-4 with a piece of wood in between.
It's the wood and nothing else.
2 crucial misses the last 2 frames. We'll see if it comes back to haunt him. Gain another encounter with a 10 box. He does that.
Pushes that lead to 6 in the process, 93-87.
Dave looking for a mark over the final 2, maybe 2.
Half was to the left. Oh, and it converts
What a
it for a
second
spare.
ball. Didn't look all that favorable, but
Just keeps plugging along. Give it a shot. You never know. Back in the pocket, everything goes for the spare. 97 plus this ball in the 9th. And a huge 8-pin drop. And he leaves himself to 5-7. Piece of wood resting against the 7. Another one rolling in front of the 5.
Just to the right of it.
Looks to me he's going to have to use that one that's looking right at him. Anytime you have one looking at you like that and cap it, you're not quite sure how it's going to react. But that's his play.
See if he can pick off one more pin here to boost that total.
does it. 115, respectable job by Dave Barber. Will it be enough, though, to hold off John Zappi? John's going to need a mark.
That is correct. He's at 113 clip, needs to get to 116 to win. And he's going to have a shot at the 6-pin with a nice plank in front. This is when you take a little extra time.
Good shape.
Yep. Big first ball coming. Could win it right here with a decent fill. Seven-pin drop would lock Dave out. Anything less than that, he's going to have to pin. That's enough.
That'll do it for John Zappi as he drops 8. Good effort by young Dave Barber. John Zappi is going to move on to our championship round. Final numbers 120 to 115, 5-pin victory for John Zappi, who advances from the challengers round and is now on to the championship. We're back with the start of that right after this on CN8. Back and ready to go for the championship match. Mike Kustak, the reigning champ, on the right. He'll step in first along with his Red Sox towel, taking on the winner of the challengers match, John Zappi. It's a good competitive match with Dave Barber, but John was strong over the final 2, and he earns a spot here to bowl for the championship. Mike has been bowling, he tells us, since the age of 2. Made his debut on the Candlepin Challenge, believe it or not, though, despite winning a lot of local titles and championships just last week, and with success.
Starts with an $8. Last week he had strings of 109 and 119. And was able to edge out Steve Adney, but just 2 pins, 228, 226.
Leaves the 7 on one side, the 10 on the other.
Well, it looks like that pin right in the center of the lane on the red line. The ball could take the 7 and the wood take the 10. Let's see if that's how it happens, but looks to this from this angle that he has a shot. Yes.
Using the wood to his advantage and marking in the second.
You see right on dead on the red line.
John stepping in to start his championship round. Lefty's on the head pin, and he'll drop 7 with it.
Nice smooth delivery. There's John. Can hardly hear that ball hit the lane. Is it enough to carry that 8 pin? Huh.
Rocking around, not falling though.
It's a weeble, someone said.
It'll wobble, but it won't fall down.
No.
10 box is open for John. His second frame now. Got two standing.
Looking at the 3 and the, actually the 4 and the 6, I believe.
Surveying the situation, wood to consider. Hoping now for a couple 10 box to open with. That's it.
That's exactly what he does. Trailing by 2 plus this ball by our champ, Mike Kustak.
Mike is from Dudley, Massachusetts.
Drops 7 on the spare, leaves himself the 5, 8, and 10. And a piece of wood in front of the 10. He still has to try to split the 5 and 8, though.
We alluded last week to his unorthodox form and footwork, but it certainly worked for him. Now to his 4th frame. Drops 4.
Oh, good try.
Leaves the 6 and the 10. Nine more pushes the score up to 44 through 4. John with that average of 127. Seven of the 10 going down. And just the 6 remains after 3 rolls. That 9 pushes him to 29. John without a mark early.
Everything but the 4. Good ball there by John Zappi. Trying to get his first mark of the match.
Got it. Back to Mike Kustak. Off the head pin to the left. Four horsemen to the right. 7 and the 9 in the back.
A little bit of gambling there in that third ball, and it worked out for him. He had 4 pins up and went for the head pin and took down 3 of them for that 9 box.
53 is score as he heads into the 6th frame. 4 horsemen to the left, the 1, 2, the 4, and the 7. See if the righty can complete the spare.
Not quite.
Nine boxes, the name of the game for Mike. Last 3 frames at least. 62 is total.
Just the half Worcester on the spare. Gives him 41. Climbs to within 3 pins of our champ. He was looking for more. Oh, good
way to
cleanup.
get more.
You don't see that done very often. We've seen it done twice in the same show, making the half Worcester and then converting it for the spare. One by John Zappi and the other one by one he defeated in the Challengers match, Dave Barber.
Here's a fill ball. What a 9-pin fill.
Ten pin all by itself.
Missed it. Got it the second time around, and it's an 8-pin advantage for John Zappi at 70-62. Back with the completion of game 1 right after this on CNA. Ready to resume game 1? Mike Kustak down 8 pins at the moment as he looks to defend his championship. Right on the head pin. Leave that 1 pin to the right. The 10 along with the 2, 4, 7.
See if that wood in between gives him any help if he can split the 2 and the 4. No, too far left. So he's gone 5 consecutive boxes now since the spare in the second without a mark. That's what he wanted to do, but it didn't look like he was going to carry the 10 anyways.
This is his 8th frame now.
And he'll take his shot at a 4 horseman, and this time to the left, 1, 3, 6, and 10. Played it on the outside, hit the 10 pin, came back for the 3, 6, and then the 3. A much needed mark. Watch the head pin go down and get the 10 pin, I believe, and then it comes back. Yep.
Now John Zappi in the 7. Everything except the 7.
wants to try to avoid that wood if he can, or at least not take too much of it. It'll deflect the ball around the, just enough to slide it in there. Spare in the 7th.
That's his 3rd mark of the match.
John moves over to lane 36 to fill that spare. Trying to increase his lead.
9. Healthy fill. Can he make it 4 marks in 5 frames?
Yes, he does.
Plus a 10 box in the middle. Bowling very well is John Zappi. Now Mike Kustak with the fill. First of 2 games to crown the champ this week. He dropped 7 on the fill.
Just looking at the 2-5 and then the sleeper in the back, the 8.
Finishing out his 9th frame with an 8 box, 96.
Needs a mark here to keep it realistic going into that 2nd game. He doesn't want John Zappi to go too far ahead. And he'll have a shot at just the 3-pin for a spare. Spare in the 10th.
Earning the bonus ball.
$106 plus this final ball. There's John Zappi already at 99 plus a ball in the 8th. That's a pretty good finish.
8 more. Pushes him up to 114. Solid game with marks in the 8th and 10th for Mike Kustak. Now John Zappi, 4 marks over his last 5. Got a fill here to begin the 9th.
Right in the pocket again, an inverted triangle, the 4, 5, and 8.
Way off.
Yeah, he's trying to play that wood to the left, left-hand tip of it. He pulled the ball a little too far.
See what he does here to stretch that lead in the 10th. Seven to start.
3 and the 9. 9-pin is directly behind the 3-pin, then the 7-pin on the left-hand corner with a couple pieces of wood out in front of the 3. We'll have to use.
Hoping to make it happen, but it won't.
It's a 10-pin lead right now. This would make it 11, I believe.
Up to 125, indeed. It's an 11-pin advantage. 125, 114, 1 game, 1 of 2 in the books here in the championship match. Back with the start of game 2 right after this.
All right, folks, this is an important taping date right here. February 13th is our next tape date, but we need, or this fella needs, some Valentines. Come on, folks. Come on down and bring your Valentines for Earl. Look at that.
By the reaction.
A face only his mother could love.
By the reaction of the crowd, he'll be taken care of on the 13th. Hope to see you then. We'll start taping about 9:30 on those Sunday mornings, February 13th. Day before Valentine's Day, the next taping, right here at the Whoopin' Bowlerdrome. Start of game 2 now. John Zappi up by some 11 pins, looking to dethrone the champ, Mike Kustak.
Oh, and a
What a
big
way to
start.
start.
Trailing, leading by 11, and that's one way to protect the lead, is to start throwing up some marks. You see the replay of that strike. 1-3 pocket. 7-pin goes, then the 5, and then finally the 4. Or the 2. Misses the head pin, drops 8, leaves the 1 and the 7.
So a chance here. Really maximize that fill. Get off and running in game 2. Got it. Spare after the strike.
Come on, John. Get that 150 game, baby. Come on. See the big one here.
Now to Mike. Dropping 4. So opposite the strike, he will be open.
That'll quickly increase John Zappi's lead to 21, and of course he's already got a mark up in the second, so Mike's got to put some offense up early.
Two of the 10 for a half Worcester. Second ball. 4 more.
Make it 19 after 2. Be my Valentine. Earl the Pearl. And he knocks the pin down. Yeah. If the 3 of us were walking down the street, John, what do you think they'd recognize?
The guy with the cult following.
Well, John Zappi to fill that spare.
Fills it up with 6 pins. So his run of marks stops at 2. Strong 10 box though to pin up to 46.
Take out the middle few pins. Cluster 4 on the right with the 4-7 on the left. Just 1 more. So opening for our champ. Trying to get back in this match.
Nine of the 10 total. Let's see what Mike can do with this. A little daylight. A total lead at 28. Spread eagle.
Not what he really wanted. obviously.
Open through the first three. Now he's on to his fourth frame. Again, opposite the opens, chance to do something.
Triangle in the right-hand corner, the 6, 9, and 10. Much needed mark. Mike get going here in this final game. No, just sliding by.
Just the 9, the 6, and the 10. Sticking around, and he will also be open in 3 and 4. In fact, open the whole game so far. The lead at 31 pins for John Zappi, who's going to step back in for the 5th frame. John Zappi a win over Dave Barber in the challengers round.
John looking at the 2, 4, 5, and 7 for possible spare.
Gets only the 4. Cleans up with the 10 box. 65 the total through 5. Leaving 2 up. Those 2 marks to open with the 1, 2. Looking for another one here in 6.
Yeah, the 2 and the 6. Here's a situation we might want to miss the 2 pin and just clip the left-hand tip of that wood. No. If he missed the 2, might have swung the wood and got both of them. Very delicate shot, though.
One left up. It's a 9 box, 74. Again, 2 open frames. Mike Kustak with a chance to make up some of the ground, but those chances are dwindling now as we get late into game 2.
Time is running out, or at least running short. Like I said, got to put a couple marks up. Oh boy, he didn't want the head pin to go down in that case. Now the only chance he has is try to snap that piece of wood, left-hand tip of it, and have it come off the wall.
That's what he tried. Seven for him there. He'll lose a couple and count. Make that 3. Now into 6. Mike could be the first to tell you when you're defending your championship, you can't go without a mark. Game 2 of the championship round. That's what he's done through 6. Particularly when you're chasing the challenger. So a lot of ground to make up over the final 4 frames. Can the champ rally to do it? We'll find out when we come back on CNA. And we're back for the final 4 frames. Looks like we may get a new champ unless Mike Kustak, the reigning champ, can pull the rabbit out of his hat. John Zappi up some 34 pins with 4 frames to go, and he's in now for the 7th. It's been steady. Not spectacular, but steady in game 2. Started out real strong with a strike and a spare, but mark free since.
This will be no easy one with a 1, 4, and 9.
got it done.
Very nicely done, and
one big nail in the coffin of Mike Kustak.
you're exactly right. You're exactly right, John, as we watch the replay of that spare.
And he'll fill it up with 6. 1-3, 6-10 over to the right. Some wood between the 6 and 10. It's just that head pin, the 1. Four frames to work some magic for Mike Kustak.
It's reaching the point now where he's going to have to get into that triple strike pool. At least put a mark up and start things going. There's a break. Leaves the 10 pin. I would not even think. I would just play that front piece of wood right on the red line.
No thought necessary.
No. Don't even think about trying to go by.
So a mark. 7 frames in for Mike. He's been waiting for that one.
Obviously, like a strike, but more importantly, he must keep marking with decent fills. That's a strike.
How's that for a decent fill? Is there life in the champ? Stay tuned.
There isn't, not giving in, that's for sure. So he throws a double and all bets are off. New game then.
Now to John Zappi. He will drop 7.
He's got the triangle 3, 5, and 6, a makeable spare.
So again, open here. Good news for Mike. Tenth and final frame for the challenger, John Zappi. Perhaps the soon-to-be champ. We'll see here.
That could be it.
Clutch strike.
That will make things difficult for our champ unless he can throw a double. But John Zappi throws the big strike in the 10th. 119 plus 2 bonus balls coming.
Second bonus ball upcoming. Chance to stretch that margin even further.
Consistent 125. He's at 125 right now. At 128.
Mike with that strike in the 8th. Banking on a double strike right now.
Yeah, he really needs it. Can still do it as long as he keeps marking, but you can tell by his reaction he was looking for the double, and somehow he's going to have to convert this. I don't see much. Clip the wood in the left-hand tip. Hope he comes off the wall.
Unable to do it.
And that will do it. We have a new champ. Even with a triple strike, it's 130, gives him 344. But he can throw a triple and get in the $1,000 pool. No. So we have a new champ in John Zappi. Champ made one last rush in that 7th and 8th frames with a spare strike, but couldn't continue it. And he'll go down in defeat to John Zappi. Consistent, 253.
And there is a new champ. It's official. If it's Zappi and you know it, clap your hands. That's right. Back to wrap it up right after this on CNA.
253, 219, John Zappi, the new champ.
Yeah, he's consistent, 128, 125 or something like that. He bowled great. Champ made a run at him, couldn't come through.
John will be back next week. We hope you are too. Thanks for watching the $30,000 Candlepin Challenge on CNA.